Now that is more like it. Oh, oh, thank you, Lord. Oh my. Blue Jays win 15-8 over the Minnesota Twins. I mean, we kind of expected a win, but were we expecting 15 runs? No, not really that many. But you know what? We'll take it because it was a game. Man, we got a lot to talk about, but right off the bat, probably about, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour before first pitch, reports come in. Blue Jays have acquired who? Oh, Deoner Navarro is back, and it is so good to have him back. Just, everybody remembers that. But having him, that trade happen, it tells you a couple of things. It tells you, one, Josh Tolley looks like he might be DFA'd, and that tells you, Dickey, he doesn't look like he's going to be on the playoff roster, which we kind of thought, but that kind of gives you an answer right there. Nonetheless, Deoner Navarro, probably a fan favorite, and just a great guy in the clubhouse, is back. And we didn't give up really that much. The reliever was 24 years old. He was in, I think it was Double-A. His ERA was north 5. He was a reliever. He wasn't even a starter down there. I'm not too worried about that. It's great to have him back. I was so pumped when I heard that because now we have a legit backup catcher that can give Russell Martin days off. And, that's right, boys. The Estrada and Navarro connection. Remember that last year? That was unreal. And we really wanted Navarro back because him and Estrada work so well together. He's back. So maybe that'll make it. Our Marco pitched really, really well. It'll have Navarro, who's a decent bat. We know he's okay. He can swing well. That's good. It's so good to have him back. Now, let's talk about the game that just occurred not too long ago. Now, first off, let's talk about the pitchers. I mean, Pat Dean, we lit him up. 3 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs. I mean, we torched him. Lariano, now, you know what? His line is not great. But you know what? It shouldn't have been that way. To be honest with you, it says 4 walks. And you know what? He only gave up 2 hits. Think about that. He only gave up the 2 hits, but the 4 walks killed him. He did not pitch that bad. I'm sorry. He didn't. Look at if you go back and look at the pitch tracker, the box, whatever you want to call it, the strike zone, and look at the 4 walks. I mean, at least a couple of them. There were 3 pitches, 2 or 3 pitches in each at bat that were right on the corner that the umpire just didn't want to call, and they ended up walking them. It was man, you're getting squeezed hard. Nonetheless, he fights through it and he does okay. He has a couple good innings. He helps the team win. There's his W. First win as a Blue Jay. But you know what? The story of this ball game were the bats. But let's not go down the lineup. Let's start with Justin Smoak. We have ripped this guy apart. I mean, and rightly so up to this point, but he knows he's not hitting well. And he comes out tonight and goes 3 for 5, home run, 5 RBIs, and scores 2 runs. At one point, he was 3 for 3. Just a great night for Smoak. He needed that. You know what? He desperately needed that, and he got it. Now let's go down the lineup. Bautista went 2 for 4. He scored 2 runs, so he was 1 for 3 in his debut back. He's now 2 for 4. That average is creeping up a little bit now, 226. Donaldson went 2 for 4. He had a home run and 3 RBIs. Quiet, really good night for JD. That was very nice to see. Edwin went 0 for 4, but he had an RBI and 2 runs scored. He had an okay night there. Martin continues to rip the cover off the ball, 2 for 5 with a home run and 5 ribs. Just unreal with the bases clearing double. What else did I miss? The 2-run home run. It was a laser beam he hit. It was gorgeous. Tulowitzki went 1 for 3. He scored a run. Upton went 2 for 5. He scored 2 runs. Barney was a triple away from the cycle. He went 3 for 5 with a home run and RBI and 2 runs scored. And Ezekiel Carrera had a run scored, but I'm pretty sure he had a stolen base in there. He did. It was just one of those games, I mean, Biagini came out, gave up 1 run. Oh well, 1 run, tough one. Benoit comes out, does Benoit things, goes an inning, gives up 1 hit, doesn't get up anything else. And then Aaron Loop. I mean, goes 2 runs, gives up 4 hits, 3 earned. He walks a guy. I mean, what a way to end the ball game. But nonetheless, now the thing that I have not looked at, and I'm going to look at right now, is how many relievers the Blue Jays went through that game. How many Twins relievers went through. All right. So they had Pat Dean, right? They had Andrew Albers, that light guy, Tonkin, O'Rourke, and Wimmers. 1, 2, 3, 5 relievers. I had to make sure I didn't count the starting pitcher there. 5 relievers we just went through. And we torched up pretty much all of them except for Wimmers, who pitched in his debut, a major league debut, and had a couple strikeouts. Okay. That was a great one. Just a great game. The boys needed that, man. After scoring 2 and 3 runs in the previous few games, I mean, they've had a rough time hitting the ball, and they come out tonight and destroy the baseball. And even better news, the Orioles get destroyed 14-4. So the Blue Jays have a 2-game lead over the O's, and Kansas City beats the Red Sox 6-3. Therefore, the Jays have a full game lead in the AL East. Finally, a day where the Jays win and they lose. Like, it's just been one of those stretches where we lose 2, they lose 2. We win 2, they win 2. It was like one of those. Finally, that changes. Thank you. So, moving on now. Game 2 of the series tomorrow afternoon. Irvin Santana, almost a Blue Jay. To be honest, for like the 4th time, he's almost been a Blue Jay. Nonetheless, he's still a Twin. He's facing us tomorrow. Marcus Stroman on the mound for the Jays. He's been pitching very, very well lately. It's going to be a good pitching matchup tomorrow. Just a heads up right now. Tomorrow I am going away for the day. So you will get the video later that night. It will come out tomorrow night. However, it won't be directly after the game. It'll probably be around 7 o'clock, maybe 8, depending on when I get back. It will be out tomorrow nonetheless. The Jays have a good chance of winning that ball game. I mean, Irvin Santana, he's had... His record ain't the greatest against the Jays. His ERA is okay. I mean, it's one of those games where you're like, you know what? The Jays should win this game. Bottom line, they should. The bats are a lot better than the Twins. If Stroman can pitch well against Cleveland, he can pitch well against the Minnesota Twins. I think the same goes for anybody, really. And in the finale, Kyle Gibson and R.A. Dickey are going on the mound. Now, that's going to be interesting. With Josh Tolley possibly being DFA'd, now it'll probably happen after that ball game. I can only see that happening then. What's going to happen with Dickey? That's the question, really. Is R.A. Dickey... What are they going to do? I mean, is Martin going to catch? Is Navarro going to catch? What are they going to do with him? Is Josh Tolley going to be DFA'd? Are they going to have 3 catchers up? They did do that last year for a bit. So, it's going to be interesting, but having Deanna Navarro just... the backup catcher spot has been a tough one for the Jays this year. Good news, though, so I was a little wrong there. After the Minnesota series is probably one of the biggest series of the year. We go to Baltimore to face the Orioles for 3. But the matchup looks pretty decent for the Jays. I'm just looking at it for the first time right now. Wade Miley's supposed to go for the Orioles, 5.51 ERA. Game 2, Jimenez, 6.62 ERA. And in the finale, Gallardo, 5.08. That might be fun. That could be a really fun series, but it also could be a really bad series. Because if you do not know, Adam Jones actually got injured in the Baltimore game today. Not sure to the extent of what the injury is or anything like that. But if he's out for our series, that's one less guy we got to worry about. And the good news is, after that series against Baltimore, because it'll probably be a grind and fight through the whole 3 games, the boys have a day off. And then they go down to Tampa. But they have the day off, so there's a day off coming. It's a little ways away. Just good news all around today. Navarro comes back. Blue Jays score 15 runs. Boston, Baltimore lose. Hallelujah! It was a great, great, great day for Blue Jays baseball, and hopefully that continues into tomorrow. Like we said, we already talked about the pitching matchup for the Jays. Let's talk Baltimore and Yankees. Dylan Bundy versus Chad Green. The Blue Jays saw Chad Green. That was in the 1-0 loss that we had. So he's going in that game. Boston and Kansas City, that's going to be a good game. You get David Price, who's coming off a very, very good outing against the Rays, and Danny Duffy, 11-1, going against the Red Sox. So that's going to be a good pitching matchup. Bottom line, Jays win. They hold their own destiny, really. Both Baltimore and Boston both had 57 losses, where the Jays had 56. Jays continue to win. They can't catch us. Hey! All right. So that's going to do it for this video. I'm just so hyper, so happy. It's just been a great one. Great day. It's crazy how one day... That's why I love baseball. Garbage last 2 games. You come in today. Completely different. Love it. So, that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you really, really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. Leave the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys, hearing what you think of Justin Smoak's game, or the impact Navarro might have, what you think will happen with Dickey and Tolley. I love it. And what do you think is going to happen tomorrow with Irvin Santana and Stroman? Let's hear what you guys got. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night about hopefully a series win and a 2-game win streak. We'll talk to you guys then.